Life often presents us with projects. Some are tasks on a list, others we pour our souls into. I remember the decision to organize our design portfolio exhibit. It wasn't just about displaying work, it was about creating a moment, a special space. We wanted it to breathe with our passion, our dreams. We hoped every visitor would feel the energy. The motivation was simple: to make something beautiful, something that mattered, something that would be remembered long after the lights went out. We wanted it to be a testament to our journey, our growth. The idea was a small seed at first, then it grew. We talked about it late into the night. We imagined the layout, the lighting, the music. Every detail felt important. We wanted this exhibit to be more than just a collection of designs. We saw it as a story, our story, told through colors and shapes. There was a buzz in the air, a sense of collective purpose. We were a team, building something together. This shared goal, this common dream, it felt like a powerful glue. It pulled us forward, eager to begin the actual work. For me, making it special was a quiet promise I made to myself. Perhaps it was a way to channel feelings that had nowhere else to go. When your heart is full, you look for ways to express it. This exhibit became one of those ways. I wanted every corner to reflect care, every piece to be hung with intention. It was more than just professional pride, it was a personal investment. I believed that if we poured enough love into its creation, that love would somehow shine through, touching everyone who walked its aisles. The hope was that this display would be a bright spot, a place where creativity could be celebrated and inspiration could be found. We imagined people lingering, discussing, feeling something new. It was a chance to put our best foot forward, not just as designers, but as people who cared deeply about our craft. This exhibit, in its early days, felt like a fresh canvas. It was full of possibility, full of light. We were ready to paint our masterpiece, or so we thought. Little did I know the real lessons were not just in the art, but in the process. My role in this grand endeavor was logistics coordinator. It sounds straightforward, doesn't it? Buying supplies, managing schedules, making sure everyone had what they needed when they needed it. But logistics, I learned, is the backbone of any dream. Without it, the most beautiful visions can crumble. I was in charge of the nuts and bolts, the unseen framework that would hold our exhibit together. From ordering the right kind of paper to coordinating delivery times for display stands, my days were filled with lists and calls. It was a dance of details, a constant juggling act. The weight of these responsibilities was significant. If supplies didn't arrive on time, the entire timeline could shift. If a schedule was mismanaged, frustration could ripple through the team. I spent hours cross-checking orders, confirming appointments, and anticipating potential problems before they arose. It was about ensuring a smooth flow, so the creative minds could focus on their art. I learned that even the smallest detail, like the right type of adhesive, could make a big difference. This role taught me about precision, about foresight, and about the quiet satisfaction of seeing a plan come together seamlessly. Amidst the hustle of logistics, my heart was navigating its own complex maze. There was someone special involved in the project, someone whose presence made my world a little brighter and a little more complicated. My feelings for this person were strong, a quiet hum beneath the surface of daily tasks. But affection, I was learning, is not always a two-way street. The warmth I felt was not always returned in the same measure. This created a confusing undercurrent, a quiet ache that I carried with me while I ordered paints and confirmed deliveries. The confusion often led to worries, especially about unspoken dynamics within our group. Sometimes it felt like walking through a fog. You try to see clearly, but emotions blur the edges. There were moments I wondered if I was caught in the undertow of a love triangle, even if it was mostly in my own mind. Trying to focus on the practical demands of the exhibit while my heart was wrestling with these uncertainties was a challenge. It was like trying to balance a delicate sculpture on a shaking table. The work demanded clarity, but my feelings were a tangle of hope and doubt. Through the process of organizing the exhibit and through the quiet turmoil of my unreturned feelings, realizations began to surface. Loyalty, for instance. In a project, loyalty means showing up, doing your part, supporting the team even when things get tough. It means commitment to the shared goal. I saw how some people embodied this, their actions consistent and reliable. And I saw how others, perhaps unintentionally, were less steadfast. Their commitment seemed to waver, their focus drifted. This observation was a stark lesson in human nature, played out against the backdrop of our creative endeavor. These observations about loyalty and work began to mirror what I was experiencing in my personal feelings. Red flags, those little warning signs, started to become clearer. In the exhibit, a red flag might be a consistently missed deadline or a lack of communication. In matters of the heart, it was the mixed signals, the emotional distance, the feeling of being an option rather than a priority. It's easy to ignore red flags when you want something to work out, whether it's a project or a relationship. But ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. It only delays the inevitable reckoning. The dawning of these truths brought with it an understanding of self-respect. When you pour your energy into a project where others aren't equally invested, it can feel draining. Similarly, when you offer your heart to someone who doesn't value it or who doesn't see you, it chips away at your sense of self. There comes a point where you realize that continuing to invest in a one-sided situation, be it professional or personal, is a disservice to yourself. Learning to draw a line, to say this is not okay, is a vital step in preserving your own well-being. It's about recognizing your worth. It's interesting how practical work and personal emotions can teach such similar lessons. A critical component of the exhibit might fail due to neglect or poor planning. You assess it, try to fix it, but sometimes you have to accept it's not working and find an alternative. A relationship, or the hope for one, can be much the same. You invest, you try, you hope. But if the foundation isn't there, if the loyalty is missing, if the red flags are waving furiously, then continuing to push can cause more harm than good. Sometimes the kindest act is to acknowledge the truth and adjust your course. The exhibit, with all its logistical challenges, taught me so much about the practical side of creation. One key lesson was this: know who you work with. Understand their commitment, their reliability. Trust actions more than words. A team that works well together, where each person pulls their weight, can achieve amazing things. Loyalty in a team member, someone who sees the project through, is invaluable. These were not just abstract concepts, they were realities I saw play out every day, in every decision made, every task completed or left undone for others to pick up. On a personal level, the lessons ran parallel, etched just as deeply. When it comes to matters of the heart, look for loyalty there too. True affection isn't confusing, it isn't a constant guessing game. Don't ignore the red flags, those gut feelings that tell you something isn't right. It's easy to make excuses for someone you care about, to hope things will change. But people show you who they are through their actions, or sometimes their inaction. Paying attention to these signs is crucial for protecting your own heart and your own peace of mind. The most profound moral lessons from this entire experience revolved around love, honesty, and the courage to move on. Love should be a source of joy, not constant bewilderment or pain. Honesty, especially with oneself, is paramount. It means acknowledging when something isn't working, when your feelings aren't reciprocated, or when you're not being treated with the respect you deserve. And moving on, though often difficult, is sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself. It's an act of self-preservation, an affirmation that you value your own happiness. In the end, the exhibit was completed. It stood as a testament to hard work, creativity, and yes, even the lessons learned through struggle. The hallways that displayed our designs also held the echoes of these personal discoveries. The process of creating something tangible taught me about the intangible elements of life, the importance of watching people's actions, knowing when to let go of what isn't meant for you, and above all, valuing yourself. Both the event and the emotions tied to it became teachers, guiding me toward a clearer understanding of what truly matters.